Welcome to Ask the Expert, the show designed to keep you informed with issues New Jersey is talking about on WMTR 1250 AM, WMTRAM.com, and TalkStreamLive.com. I'm Julie Briggs. Jesse Fries and I host the award-winning Your New Jersey Connection and Ask the Expert, the longest-running ahead-of-the-curve talk shows on the station and in the state. And we invite you to call in by calling 973-267-9687. Everyone wants to look their best and look as young as they feel inside, perhaps taking 10 years or more off their face. Well, it is possible with facial rejuvenation, according to our expert this morning, a leading expert in his field with hundreds of clients as testimony, Dr. Farhad Rafizadeh. My guest today on Taking Years Off Your Face, Facial Rejuvenation Specialist Surgery. Dr. Rafizadeh, recognized year after year as top doctor and top surgeon in the New York metropolitan area and in New Jersey. He has been in practice of plastic and reconstructive surgery in Morristown, New Jersey since 1984. Presently, his practice is focused on cosmetic surgery of the face, breasts, body contouring, and reconstructive breast surgery after mastectomy. He has been chairman of the section of plastic surgery at Morristown Memorial Hospital for many years and has witnessed the transformation of Morristown Memorial as one of the most important care centers in northern New Jersey. A member of the American Board of Plastic Surgery, a fellow of the American College of Surgeons, he has performed general surgery at St. Barnabas Medical Center, Livingston, Memorial Sloan Kettering, and also New York Hospital, Cornell Medical Center, and General Surgery, Morristown Memorial. And it is so great to have you back with us, Dr. Rafizadeh.
Nice to meet you again.
And before we discuss how to turn the clock back on the face and body, since we are in the heat of, we're worrying about so much for the winter, and it's after January, and we all want to start fresh and look our best. How do we do that?
Well, well, you can basically take care of yourself. Good nutrition, good skin care. These are the basic things you can do. But as far as what concerns plastic surgery, what concerns me really is that now today we have so many modalities and so many tools in our armamentarium that we didn't have before. And surgery is one thing, but we do a lot of other things that are non-surgical today that are probably just as important for people to look their best. And so that is what I really like to talk about.
But if somebody wants to look their best, if somebody comes in to you and says, "I want to look beautiful," what would you say?
Well, the whole notion of beautification is something that, you know, after many years of experience, you can actually start tackling, because you know, we talk about rejuvenation, making people just feel better, but how do you really make people beautiful? And to do that, you first have to understand what is beauty. What is beauty in a face or in a body? How do you define that? Well, this is something that human beings have been asking themselves for years. It's nothing new, and there is, even since the ancient Greeks or Romans, there has been some ratio relationships that's been discovered. You know, Fibonacci, you know, the mathematician in the 1100, he discovered a sequence of numbers that you take a number which is the sum of the two previous numbers. It starts from 0, then it goes to 1, then from 1 goes to 1 again, and then it goes to 2, 3, then it goes to, then 3 and 1 is, then 3 and 2 is 5, and you follow. And if you follow that up to maybe 20 or so, and you take the previous number to the next number, there is a certain relationship that establishes. And that relationship is about 1.6 to 1.618. That's about the relationship. And then that you discover that in geometry as well. Now this is a mathematical thing, but then you discover it in geometry. And then it's noticed that you see that same relationship in nature. You see it all over the place, and you see it in the DNA of our DNA, basically, our structure. So it exists. That relationship exists everywhere, and they've noticed that this sort of relationship exists in the face. You know, for example, the relationship between the width of your eyes to the width of your mouth falls into that same ratio, 1.618.
And they say that models usually have their space of their face, their eyes, as you say, it is very specific to models.
Well, exactly. But then so they have expanded that now, and you know, I actually came aware of it the first time in late 1980s. One of the great plastic surgeons of all times, Dr. Ralph Millard, had published a book that is called The Principalization of Plastic Surgery. And this book is a big, thick book that has no procedures on it, but just principles. And one of the things that he had discussed in that book was exactly what I'm talking about. And that's when I really became aware of it. But now I'm actually starting using that in looking at people's faces, really using these relationships. And they have actually made a mask based on this ratio, which is actually called the golden ratio, or they have even called it the divine ratio. And that mask fits most of the most beautiful people. For example, great models, beautiful stars.
Males and females.
Males and females. And across racial divides and across the ages. You take a statue from antiquity and it fits that model. You know, it fits that mask.
But I have to interject that you are also you draw. You draw people.
And I paint and I draw and I sculpt. Yeah.
Does that help?
That absolutely does. You know, it gives you a whole vision of that you really have to have in order to be able to see things in a two-dimensional way and analyze people.
So when you are in public and you see somebody with that ratio, do you see that they're more beautiful than the average person?
I absolutely admire the beauty of the face. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, physical beauty is not all that it counts. There are many people, including myself, that don't fit those ratios. but you have other qualities, and you know, that compensates for that. But we're talking about physical beauty now, and so
yes, and
when I do see it, I appreciate it and admire it. This is what I'm looking for in life. That is really beautiful. You know, there's nothing more beautiful than a beautiful face.
What about age, though? Does age play? What kind of factor does age play?
Well, the age is actually an interesting thing, because when we're talking about rejuvenation, but you have to take that with a grain of salt. When you rejuvenate a face, in my opinion, you have to make sure that the rejuvenation is still respecting those ratios, those relationships. There are people, as they get older, they look more beautiful than when they were younger.
Oh, that is such good news.
Isn't it true? Isn't it true? I mean, you see people in their teens and they don't look that great. All of a sudden, in their 30s, they become beautiful. Why is that? Maybe the changes that happen in the face bring those relationships that we're looking for to be beautiful more in line with these ratios that are the golden proportion that I'm talking about. A little bit of age could help in that direction. So when you are rejuvenating people, you have to make sure that you are actually making them more beautiful. That's why there's so many undesirable results that you see around.